It's time for another camping trip. The F-350 is gassed up and prepared to haul our heavy load high up into the eastern Sierra. The Northern Lite is all packed and ready to house us for the next week. This will be boondock camping with no hookups, and we'll need to carry everything we need on the rig. To save weight, we'll make the drive with the freshwater tank and gas cans empty and take on water and fuel in Lone Pine, close to our destination. We're hauling the quads on the flatbed trailer this time, as the riding in the Lone Pine area is breathtakingly beautiful in the early spring. At nearly 7,000 feet, the high desert is lush with wildflowers after a banner snow year. It's nice to be on the road again. The weather should be perfect about now. It's the middle of April and early enough not to be too hot. We'll be desert boondocking in the shadow of Mount Whitney, North America's highest peak. We're heading east to the Lake Tahoe area and then south on scenic Highway 395. This highway runs down the middle of the expansive Owens Valley, bounded by the eastern slopes of the high Sierra Nevada to the west and the White and Inyo mountain ranges to the east. This makes Highway 395 a beautiful drive with high mountains on either side and a number of unique lakes in one of the deepest valleys in the U.S. There's Mono Lake. We've kayaked this ancient saltwater lake with its otherworldly tufa towers and critical habitat to millions of annual migratory birds. The Owens Valley is in the rain shadow of the Sierras, and it gets little precipitation itself. However, much water flows through it down the Owens River. And historically, the valley has been the battleground of intense water wars between the local residents and the metropolis of Los Angeles. We're headed to a land of great contrasts. At 14,500 feet, Mount Whitney is the highest mountain in America, and only 80 miles away to the east is Badwater Basin Death Valley, America's lowest point at 282 feet below sea level, and also the hottest recorded place on Earth at 134 degrees Fahrenheit. We're getting close now, and the mountains are towering above us. The Alabama hills will be close by, and we'll be riding through these fantastic rock formations that became famous for the location shooting of hundreds of movies and commercials, particularly early westerns. We'll stop for provisions and then onto the dirt for the last leg of the drive. Now, the main reason we chose a truck camper over the spacious luxury of a travel trailer is a camper's ability to go places a trailer cannot. It allows us to tow an ATV trailer and get our quads into remote locations. The right RV choice is really a matter of the type of camping you enjoy. If you like staying in RV parks with full hookups and all the luxuries of home, a large travel trailer might be just the thing for you. We like to go far away from civilization on remote roads in the backcountry. and Boondock in solitude next to lakes and rivers. The reward is scenery right from our camp like this. The Inyo Mountains at sunset.
What are you doing, Papa?
What am I doing?
Yes.
I'm kind of showing the pavilion all set up now. What are you doing? Standing there grinning?
I don't know.
You know, sometimes I don't know what I'm doing either. Keep out. Danger.
This is keep out. Danger. You shouldn't be back there. I'm gonna tell.
I'd turn around if I were you.
Is it safe?
No.
Is it safe?
It's dangerous.
It's scary.
Are you scared?
Deep shaft here.
Toss a rock down, see how far it is. Hear what you can hear.
I'll try to hit the side so it bounces off.
Like it's maybe 100 feet down.
Probably.
All right, good ride.
Come look. Come see what we're going to have for dinner tonight.
What might
Are
it
you
be?
ready? Did you see?
I didn't see. It was too quick for me. Oh,
Beautiful tri-tip. Whoa. It's a little burnt, crispy on that one.
well, that's the fat side. It always does that. It adds some flavor.
What is that? Coyote?
It's loud with his phone coyote calls. Oh, now we're getting into the medium rare.
What are you drinking tonight, Bodie?
Vermouth.
Vermouth.
Ready for it to pour.
Color flame.
Okay, put the color flame in and see what it does.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Ooh.
Wow.
Whoa, it's blue and green.
Do you need another one? I think you need another one. That is cool. Papa, do you want some more?
Don't put it, no, hook me in the face, okay?
Do it.
This is what you said s'mores for? They look like squares now. Usually they look like rectangles. And I don't know why Grandma puts it, why do you put it on that way?
The way you have yours on.
What?
It's the same way you have yours on.
No.
Looks like it.
Need another graham cracker to... Oh no!
Save that chocolate.
Disaster averted. Good?
Haven't tasted it yet because it's hot. What would be growling at us though?
We're in bear country.
What? Or what?
We're in bear country.
America's a bear country?
Bears live in the open land. Same like mountain lions and cougars. Deer.
Deer don't growl.
Guys having fun?
There's one of the arches right here.
Okay.
What were the clues?
It doesn't have a clue, it just gives a photo of a bush. Here's the geocache.
Oh, wow, and the hole in the rock. And what's in the film canister?
Logs.
Just logs, huh? We sign in?
Sign in. Eating in a cave, buddies. Let's make us cavemen.
You have to grunt. Oh, food good. Food good.
The pig woman. We make sandwiches.
driving, Bodie? Is he operating the throttle too? All right. Long ago in India, there was a village of wild dogs. Now those dogs all lived in this little village, and they never left the boundaries of that village. They had the idea that it just wasn't safe out there. The world was a dangerous place. So they just stayed at home, and they never left, and they never knew what the world was really like outside of their little village. But there was this one young dog who wondered, is it really as dangerous as they say? I don't know. Maybe we could be missing something. So I went to go see the wise dog of the village. And the wise dog told him, my son, if you really want to know what the world is like, you must go down the valley, over the bridge, and go to the magic temple. There you will find out what the world is like. So the young dog mustered up all of his courage, and early one morning he left the village, he went down the valley, across the bridge, and he walked all the way until he came to the magic temple. Now he was nervous. He was very apprehensive about what he might find in there. So when he walked up to the temple door and stepped into the darkness, he looked around with scared eyes. And 1,000 scared eyes stared back at him. He growled, "Rrr," and 1,000 growls came back at him. He bared his teeth, and 1,000 other dogs bared their teeth at him. He barked, and he barked, and he barked, and he barked, and 1,000 other dogs barked back at him. At this point, he became so frightened that he tucked his tail between his legs. He turned around, and he bolted out of the temple. He sprinted across the bridge, and he ran all the way back home. I'm never, ever going out again. I'm going to stay right here at home where it's safe. And he did. But there was this young girl dog who was always happy and had a pleasant personality. She wondered, is the world really as dangerous as he says? I don't think so. So she went to go see the wise dog of the village. And the wise dog told her the same thing. You must leave the village, go down the valley across the bridge until you come to the magic temple, and there you will find out what the world is like. So she was so excited that she was going to have this adventure that she just couldn't sleep that night. But the very next morning, she left the village, went down the valley, across the bridge, until she came to the magic temple. She was so excited that she just shivered and started wagging her tail. And as she walked into the darkness of the temple, she looked around with curious eyes. And 1,000 curious eyes looked back at her. She smiled, and 1,000 smiles beamed back at her. She was happy. So she started wagging her tail, and she turned around and she skipped out of the temple, and she trotted across the bridge and ran all the way back up the valley until she came to her village. And there she met the first dog. And they couldn't understand how they both had been at the same place and yet had such different experiences. So they both went to go see the wise dog of the village.
The world is a dangerous place full of monsters, the young dog said. No, it isn't, said the young girl dog. It's a wonderful place full of smiles and happiness. And the wise dog said, my children, the world is all these things. Because the world is what you see, and the world is what you have inside of you.
There, I can give you a penny, a dime to put it in. How's that?
Yeah.
Okay, put it back where you found it.
It would be hard if, like, they didn't know how to geocache and they put the geocache.
And the clue is sticks and stones. And we're looking for a camoed bottle.
Belly of the beast.
Okay, well, there's the beast. You would think the belly would be down here. It looks like teeth here.
Sticks down there, in between the stones.
You get to it?
I found it. Look in there.
First thing you see it.
Oh, you have to move the sticks. You gotta put them back though.
Oh no.
Got it.
It's just a log one. It looks like.
Let's see the coin. Here's the log.
This is a 2016 log. That's that one. That's the newer log, right?
This is the newer log. Look at how many people have found this geocache. And Bodie's gonna write his name right there. What's the date? Do we know the date?
26. I think. I've lost track of time.
Yeah, 26.
426. Good job.
Knock knock. Anybody home?
Yeah, we're home. Come on in. Have a seat. Make yourself comfortable. Crack open a cool one. Soda pop, that is. What do you think of my house here? You like the big skylight?
Yeah.
It's a giant one. If you're cold, you can warm yourself by the fireplace here. You can toast some s'mores. Well, let's step out onto the patio. You know, look how flat this side of these rocks are. They must have cleaved them with something, one side, to make it so smooth. I mean, look at that. That's a straight wall. Somebody really knew what they were doing when they were making this place. And it probably had a wood roof or wood frame roof with some kind of corrugated metal maybe on top. It probably was a nice place at one time.
So, Bodhi, are we having a little bit of a mosquito problem here?
Just a little bit.
Tell me all about it. What about it?
The day has come to strike camp and prepare for the drive home. The dousing of the last campfire is a symbolic end to the fun times and wonderful memories we've made this last week. It's time to remount the camper, hitch up the trailer, and load the quads. This has been our first time to the Hogsback Creek area, but we're sure to return again. For me, camping is cathartic and a welcome break from the daily routine of home. Now, don't get me wrong, I do enjoy all the conveniences of a home, but going away and spending time in nature returns my pace of life back to one that's much less complicated and more primal. The clock has no importance. You wake up when it gets light, you eat when you're hungry, and when the sun goes down, you feel the urge to lay your head down too. I seem to become more in sync with the natural world. I hope you've enjoyed joining us on this trip, and there will be more videos of our excursions to come. So for now, let me wish you all the best on your own travels. And from my family to yours,